hear it, so let her tell it. People on the streets say Sabrina speaks. Tune into the show, she will let you know. Tell all your friends and family. Real talk is no joke. You get the news straight up from grassroots and concerns. You can hear some people gone. So tell all your friends to tune in to
Good evening, Cayman. I'm Sabrina Turner, and welcome to Sabrina Speaks, your daily dose of clarity, truth, and community insights. Every weekday from 5 to 6:30 p.m., we're tackling the issues that affect you. From national headlines to grassroots concerns. Whether you're in traffic or winding down your day, this is your chance to hear it straight and speak your truth. So buckle up, Cayman. We're not holding back.
This is the show. We gotta let you know. Now we got to go.
And now here's Sabrina.
Your host, Sabrina. Hi, everybody. I'm thrilled to be here with you. And remember, if you're really loving what's being presented here, please like, share, follow, and subscribe so you don't miss an episode. Yes, we're streaming live on all CMR Facebook, YouTube, and Instagram platforms. And I have to just make sure that you can find us. So once you're on Facebook, it's CMR. We're on YouTube, and we're all on Instagram. And you can also follow me on YouTube at Sabrina Speaks, the number 12. And on Facebook, Sabrina Turner Community Activist, where you can find me there and you won't miss out on anything. But just a quick heads up, the content that is being shared right here, what you're hearing, including all discussions and opinions from myself and any of my guests, is intended solely for general information, entertainment purposes, and it's not a substitute for professional, legal, medical, or financial advice. And we encourage you to consult with a qualified professional for specific concerns. Definitely, Sabrina Speaks disclaims all liability for any discussions or actions taken in reliance on the information presented here. So it is indeed great to be back with you this afternoon. And you know how we get it rolling here. I have to share this with all of you every evening because I feel it's a good way of starting off a wonderful afternoon. And today, Your Path is the title of the inspirational message of hope. Everything you experience, both the good and the bad, will be leading you down the path to where you are supposed to be. Every win counts. Every mistake you make counts. Don't be afraid to make those mistakes. The key is not to stop until you're proud. And I feel that is a huge takeaway. And I hope that this actually resonates with somebody here today as you move on into the afternoon. Yes. Well, everybody knows who's here. Let's do this because today's a big day for some of our huge supporters. Barbara G, good evening, my love. It's a pleasure to have you. Hello, Emma. Good evening to you. Jasara, it's a pleasure to have you. Good afternoon to you as well. You see what's going on in the back here? All you who fast, I guess by now you put her zoomed in. I'll let you know what it's all about. Hey, Lisa, good evening. Love your topic again this evening. Thank you so much. You're going to be having a lot. Some of them, my dear, are so old. Yeah, I don't even remember where I got them from, but when I remember, I'll share with you. Definitely, it's all about sharing here on this space. Just Sarah, yes, Michelle, girl. If you know what's in that black bottle, I'll be sharing it. She's not the only person we're celebrating with as well. There's a very special couple that I'll be showcasing here as well. Hello, Miss Marjorie. Welcome to the show. Miss Dorothy, good evening to you as well. Connie, and the massive. Look, Connie, there's something lurking in the background. No, if I'm confusing you, it's Tuesday. Hence me opening the show with that image. Happy Tuesday. Beautiful scenery with the beautiful boat and roses because we're celebrating today. Is Jim in the house? Well, if he is, he's very quiet. He hasn't made himself known yet. But it's not Friday. It is actually a Tuesday and it's worth celebrating. And yeah, Jim's not here yet. At least he hasn't commented yet. But yeah, today is indeed Shalma's birthday, and we are going to be celebrating with her. Let me just pull in those birthday wishes to Miss Shalma. You know what? Let me remove that. Let's do this. Let's big up. Yeah, we got big up Shalma today. We got big up Miss Shalma today. And I told you that I would be doing something. I got a little cupcake head here. Red velvet is my favorite. And we could be toasting even to her. But guess what I pulled out? Oh, let me take this off a little bit. Hold on. So you don't miss it. We pull out the Snoop. Oh yeah, when your girl goes, she go hard. We pulling out Snoop today. It's called 19 Crimes. Only Miss Shalma and a very special couple will make me pull out the Snoop. Yeah, we pulling out Snoop today, and she's nice and chilled. And we're going to be celebrating with some red velvet cake and vanilla frosting. And we're going to be giving a toast to Miss Shalma and a beautiful couple out of success. So yeah, but it's not Friday, okay? Come on, Jim. Jim, they're calling out for you. Jasara, wind down Tuesday. Yeah, if you leave with me, every day will be a wind down for me. Hi, Lizette. It's a pleasure to have you. Yes. Happy birthday, Michelle. Oh, keep all of those birthday wishes going out. Yes. Oh, good taste, girl. Girl, I find out so much about myself, Jasara. Yep. But yeah, big birthday shout outs to Miss Shalma on this, her very special day. Miss Shalma is celebrating 71 years today. God dug it. All right. She don't feel, boy. Oh no. Happy birthday, Shelly. Happy birthday, Miss Shalma.
Excuse me, where you got that ugly picture about my hair not that color?
Oh my God. I had to work with Bahad, Miss Shalma. Come on, my apologies.
My hair not, that's me. I'm still ugly, but my hair not that color.
You're not ugly, Miss Shalma. You're not.
Listen, I make that joke to give her a birthday cake. And it
You
got
do?
one candle. So I tell the person, I said, well, I know one. They say, well, you can only blow out one candle one time. I mean, one candle at a time. I say, no. If you had put 17 in it, I can guarantee I would have blown out 17 one time, because remember, I'm supposed to be a diver.
Okay.
But I never qualified. I said, because when I dive, and I got no big old bottom, but my bottom used to float me back to the top.
Now, does that one fit? I mean, that's another image that I have up with.
But anyway, happy birthday to me. And to everybody's out, if a million of us and I may go peppers at the night, I don't know, because it's a bunch of us, a million dead and alive today.
Well, I hope you heard that big pop in the background, Miss Shalma, because we're toasting to you, and I got the wrong blooming glass. I should have brought it.
All you guys pictures with me. Look
Oh, yeah?
my pot. Look at my pot. About when I get the ones, I'll be glad for the meat to eat.
You're so funny. You're so funny. All the wishes are coming out to you, Miss Shalma. You're huge. You're huge here. And yeah, we're gonna toast to you on your 71st birthday. Happy birthday, Miss Shalma, and everybody who has something. We're gonna share this so you can send those virtual toasts to her and make her feel all the love that we have here today.
I don't eat that's for lunch, and I got to eat steak tonight now.
There we go.
More greetings come in from Tampa.
Nice. There we go. So yeah, Miss Shalma, Miss Connie is saying hi to you, and Jasara is loving the vibes. That's what we do here. Once we know, we're going to celebrate you, and If it gets too big, then we'll probably just do like a monthly thing. But I think it's very personal when we can acknowledge these people in real time. But yeah, we pulled out the picture of Miss Shalma. And yeah, I pulled out a bottle of Snoop. Yeah, we do it hard here on Sabrina Speaks. So we're drinking Snoop. Kudos to him. Yep. We're just doing it here. And somebody is also celebrating 53. A beautiful couple is celebrating 53 years of marriage. 53 years today. So we're going to send happy anniversary greetings out to this couple. They're no strangers to the Cayman Islands, definitely. But in sharing, celebrating with Michelma, we're going to say happy anniversary. Who can guess who these two people are?
We're too grown. I might be older than her, but we're too grown people, and that's why you should have respect for elderly people.
Okay. I just want to make sure that people are hearing me at this stage. Are you all still hearing me?
Yeah, it's still going.
It's still going? Okay. All right. I'm just going to wait for some feedback from the rest of the people.
I'm still hearing you.
Okay. Thank you, Michelle.
Okay, bye.
Bye, later.
Thanks a million.
Yeah.
I appreciate it.
Okay. Yes, my apologies to all of my viewers. That was Shelma back. I just added another streaming platform, and I think it just booted the rest of you guys off. So until I get that sorted out, I don't want to actually add that back because I don't want to take away from the stream. Hearing on YouTube now, yeah, excellent, great, thanks. And I think Facebook is back as well. So Miss Shelma was just on, actually saying thank you. And yeah, so I'm not so sure where we went, but that was Miss Joy and Sam Bazdeo celebrating 53 years of wedding bliss today. And yeah, so we're celebrating with all of them. And it is indeed a pleasure to be able to share this space with people like yourself. Again, it is you that makes this show and this platform. And you know, I'm more than happy to showcase all of these things here. So let's see. Sound is returned. Thanks, Jim. Good to see you here. A little late. Jim, I think you may have missed it. I'm drinking because we're celebrating your bestie, Michelma. I'm drinking Snoop. Yeah, Snoop. It's called 19 Crimes Cali Gold. 19 Crimes Cali Gold. It's good. Got the wrong glass though. I thought it was wine. Show you how much I know. But yeah, so you were a little late coming to the class, and Connie was actually calling out for you. We send out an APB for you. Yeah, you made it. You made it. So yes, I'm happy that sound is back so we can get into today's discussion. I know everyone was expecting or is expecting part 2. Again, my humble apologies for that. I don't know if you saw the sudden change in my topic today in regards to a very important topic that's long overdue. And I invite both parties to stay here. And our discussions this evening is going to be on menopause, because for far too long, menopause has been a topic whispered pretty much in a hush tones, shrouded in actual like mystery, like it's, oh, you can't go there. And sometimes even people are ashamed. And today we're going to change that narrative, because we're going to have an open, frank, clear discussion, because it's really a natural and universal transition for half of the population. And yet many of us feel like we're unprepared and we're unsupported, because why you think? Because we don't talk about it enough. And when we experience it, especially as females, it is something that we shouldn't feel shame about it. Some of us don't even know when it hits us, to be honest. And when I heard today that, I gotta be honest with you, at 51, I'm trying to navigate it myself. When I heard that last minute, my guest had an emergency, could not show, I had a hot flash. No, I don't know what that was, but yeah. So look at there, here we are. And we're here tonight, not just to talk about the hot flashes, but to explore, hopefully, the full spectrum of menopause, the journey from often confusing years of premenopause to the long-term health considerations of postmenopause. And I gotta be honest with you, the aim and the goal here this evening, despite it being coming in like a wrecking ball, is to create a safe and open conversation, to share accurate information, and also, most importantly, to empower each of us women and their allies to navigate this life stage with confidence and clarity. And I am inviting you to join in on it. And by speaking openly, we can definitely break down those stigmas that's associated with better care, to ensure that, you know, no one feels alone in any way, and that their experience is vital. So let's do this together, you know, and at the end of the day, it is natural, and it's a part of every stage of a woman's life, yet it has been far too long shrouded, and a lot of misinformation as well. So I felt, with the help of some friends, pretty much a special friend who had always given me this idea of or suggested this topic, and how fitting today. And a public discussion on this topic is vital, and that is shared by so many people, even though you may not hear them. And I feel it's a vital step towards normalizing the conversation and being able to hopefully dispel the myths and ensuring that women receive the support and care that they need. Now, this is a journey, especially if you're with a partner, be it married or otherwise. Men are welcome to participate in this because it's really so misunderstood. And because we do not have enough conversations around this topic, women ourselves or couples alike, then is where that whole misconception comes about, myths and all of that sort of stuff. So yes, I implore you to join in the conversation. I welcome you. Hello, Miss Melita. It's a pleasure to have you here. And Jasara McKenzie is definitely sending out anniversary wishes to Miss Joy and her husband, Sam. Jim, Shalma, Jim is wishing you happy birthday. Yes. Jim was a bit late today. Just signed in. Highlight on Miss Shalma, please. And thanks. Miss Shalma called in, Melita, and she was happy. She sent her thanks. She said she was happy to know that people really cared, and she got the goosebumps. She got steak and all that for dinner a little later. And so we're just so happy that we would be able, Melita, to share our love. I put up a picture with her, and she definitely put me politely in my place. That know what she looked like now, and I was more than happy to to change it, which I got her blessings, and we gave a little toast to her. Thanks to my boy Snoop Doggy Dog. Yeah, we were toasting to Miss Shalma, and definitely to the lovely couple celebrating their 53 years of marriage. That's Miss Joy Basdeo and her husband. So yeah, hey C.E. Banks, good evening to you. Hello everyone from Alice E. Banks Lindsay. And what is Belita saying? I know no one can't chat to me about my menopause. It's laid out. It comes with the package. Thank God I'm understood, done and dusted. Well, good for you, Melita, because many of us are pretty much silent on it. And really, a lot of us don't understand it. So when you go in and deep into the conversation, what is menopause really in its true form? And that is looking beyond the hot flashes, because many people pretty much associate menopause with hot flashes, but symptoms are wide. Some you don't even pick up on, and it's far more extensive than just hot flashes. And at the end of the day, there could be physical changes, emotional changes, mood swings, brain fog, OMG, and joint pains. So even palpitations, I've had friends who've said that they've had palpitations and a change in even their sexual health, the desire. So these are all things that is quite normal. Some people are actually forced into early menopause, or some women are forced into early menopause based on if they may have had hysterectomy at an early age, or they've had the removal of an ovary or both ovaries. And hello, caller, you're live.
Yeah, I say I wasn't going to call back, but I got to give my little thing on the menopause. That is bad. I had sweat and hot flashes, and that is terrible. And Dr. Alexander explained that to me. She said that some women, she said that some women you can go off of your head. Mm-hmm. You can get suicidal thoughts. But I was different. I used to have the sweat. I would be standing. I thank God because I don't say I'm the one. But my mother told me she went through it I started like 42. Mm-hmm. And I had after, I would say, that I was about maybe 55. But my mother said she finished when but sometimes I would be stand. I used to sweat a lot, feel a lot of heat. I used to, sometimes I would stand by the sink then, and my clothes would get wet. You could wring them out if somebody had washed me down, but that's what I hate. My legs, you could see the water trickling down. I hate that worse than the heat. But I used to get sometimes I would have to go outside when the spells hit me, because it feels my face was burning up, but that is terrible.
Right.
And then I used to get that. I never, because Dr. Alexander explained to me, she said it's terrible. And different people have different things. But that's why she explained to me stuff. But I used to get like, I didn't want to sit. Sometimes I would get silent. I just wanted to be by myself. I was going to sit, right? Like I didn't want to talk to nobody. That's how I used to get. But it is terrible. But she said it's different stages that, but it's bad because some people are like I tell you, she said all have suicidal thoughts, and well, thank God I never had that. But it's really bad. But that sweat was what I hate. That's terrible. But thank God I gone from that. And then they say that it molested with the sexual thing. But like I tell them, well, I say I'm the one. I don't have a husband, and I see nobody. But I would thought what a Spaniard says, todavía, how they go, they say todavía puede power, some foolishness like that. They used to say so, but I do worry about it. So because I don't want to cheat on my husband. So, but I think that if he did, and I can get somebody else, I don't think I won't be by myself. So anyway, that's how that goes.
Well, thank you so much, caller, for sharing that with us. And the number is 936-8255. Feel free to call in. The line is now open to share with this in this. Miss Alice, we women need to understand that menopause is a stage of life that our Creator has created for us as women. And you're quite right. But we don't talk about it much. And a lot of people are suffering in silence, and some are not even able to understand it. And Miss Marjorie weighs in saying men have it also. They get very sick in the heat also. Laugh out loud. Funny. Miss Melita, Miss Sabrina. Okay, yes, the number is there. Connie, tell me about it. The menopause will drive you crazy, Connie. Yes, and I'm not ashamed of it. Well, I'm hoping that this forum today will actually shed some insight more on it in understanding the timeline. We want to go through even a part of the cultural perspectives, impacts on your daily lives, how it can impact you at work, and some of the things that we can come together as a community to do in order to help us as females. Maybe there's some ideas as well that I'd be more than happy to share with. But we have a caller. Good evening, caller. You're live on Sabrina Speaks.
Good evening, Miss Sabrina.
Hi.
Gotta help me with this one, okay?
Oh yeah, go ahead.
This is for Miss Shelma.
Okay.
Ready?
Okay.
Happy
Birthday to you. Happy
birthday
to you.
Happy birthday to Miss Shelma. Happy birthday to
you. There you go. I swore I wasn't going to sing, you know.
One. May the good Lord bless you.
May the
good Lord bless you. May the good Lord bless you. Happy birthday
to you.
Woo!
Woo!
What's Michelle? Kaboom!
Yes, thank you so much. I'm quite sure she feels all the love for sure.
That's her girl, you know.
That right?
Can't touch her.
That right?
Can't touch her. Hello.
That's
right.
Special. That's right. Very, very, very.
Love you, Michelle, ma.
All righty. Well, I'm quite sure through the show you're welcome to actually call in and share your wishes. And thank you, caller, for sharing in that. But just for those who may be joining and thinking we were on another topic today, my humble apologies. We had an emergency. And again, to see that I was speaking about that at the end of the show yesterday, this is the life of a content creator, and those shows that are brought live. We have to pivot very quickly, and anything can happen. So unfortunately, the guest that was planned for today, Sasha, was unable to actually make it. And, I was just made aware of that at 3:00. So I had to pivot very quickly. And one could understand, which is why, in calling a very special friend, literally panicking, one heat came over me. I don't know what that was, but yeah, hence the menopause talk. But again, I said at the beginning that this is something that was suggested for quite a while. And I'm happy that whatever is happening out there in the universe, I just put it, we're going to discuss it here on this open forum. And today we will break that silence, that stigma that may be shrouding this topic for women, and men are welcome to participate as well. So I'm hoping that at the end of this show that we will have been able to ventilate this topic, this very important topic in a woman's life, in the whole cycle of our life, and that this platform will prove its purpose, that we are willing to open the topics, it's informative, it's discussions, and hoping that everyone takes something away with them and not feeling isolated, especially when it comes to this very important topic. So going into understanding the timeline, and the term menopause pretty much is used to describe that entire transition. And it's so important for us to be able to distinguish whether or not you're in early stages, which we call it as premenopause. And the distinction is quite critical because people go through it post as well, which is after. And sometimes you can go into these stages for years. The period leading up to can last for years. You'll get subtle hints. And some people actually go through, like we alluded to earlier on, the brain fog, the confusion, the heart palpitations, joint pain, and then your sexual drive normally bottoms out. And that is quite normal. But throughout all of this process, you know, it is good to engage in a conversation because some may actually start entering menopause quite earlier in their life. Sometimes females can actually think back, like when was the first time you saw your menstrual cycle, and that can lead some as early as 10 or 11. Some conversations that I'm having with friends, they're seeing their daughters going in so much earlier, and it can't be proven, but they're wondering whether if our environment, what we're consuming, what we're digesting in foods may actually be bringing this. I wouldn't say it's premature, but actually being able to have their menstrual cycle so much earlier, because a kid at 9 and 10, oh my God, that's a bit early. And this is why sex education is so helpful in school, because when a child goes through this age and having their menstrual cycle, we as adults know what that means. You're fertile. You're able then to get pregnant should you be sexually active and all this sort of stuff. So if you think the days are gone now where we can just pretty much hide behind a door, crawl into a shell, those days are over. And especially when you're dealing with both genders when it comes to sexual activity, because some of these young ladies are going in so early and the hormones are going crazy. They may have a little boyfriend or girlfriend, and they get active and don't even realize it. But the importance of talking about this is key. And what we're focusing on at this stage now, and why I digressed into early seeing a period, because it goes straight into, they're seeing some linkage where the earlier you start, there's a possibility the earlier you may see menopause. So at the end of the day, it's good to have the open discussion with especially your young ladies, your daughters, and you have the real conversations with our little boys as well, because they go there and they don't go protected. Guess what? They can be a dad before time, so to speak, because they're exploring and their hormones are going crazy. So it's good to have, this is not just a one gender conversation, to be honest. I feel that we need to be inclusive when we come on this conversation. So when you're looking at even we have a caller. Good evening, caller. You're live on Sabrina Speaks. Thank you for calling.
Hi, good evening. I'm really happy that this subject is on today.
Oh,
I was
thank you.
in the supermarket the other day, and we were talking about like having like hot flashes and all this.
Mhm.
And a lady looked at me and she said, "Do we have any support groups around here?"
I
for
got some
it?"
ideas. I
And
got some suggestions.
I was thinking, you know what? maybe we need to get a support group for women because there is a lot of us. And like you said, it's all different ages. It's all different types of symptoms that we have. Some have, other things. It's all kind of different things that we have. And I think it would be a great idea to have a support group like how we do support groups for other things.
Correct.
Because it can be really hard on your mental health as well. And I think it would be awesome to get a support group going.
Yeah. Well,
and I would love to head it up and start it.
Excellent. Well, definitely you can message me at the end of the show, or we can definitely share it as we continue to develop, evolve in this space. And I have some other ideas as well. You don't have to go big gung-ho on the initial start, but the mere fact that we're breaking the ice right now and opening this door for open conversation is key. And there are other suggestions as well that you can just start to kick it off. Maybe just a coffee session. There's so much things, because we have some ideas that I will share as we go along. But again, I love this. I love the feedback. I love the participation because it shows that it's topical. And this is why I invite persons to really just tell me what things they would want to hear, because like today you have to pivot very quickly. It makes sense to just put it in here and just go. Sometimes you just go with the universe and you bring it up. And again, people like yourselves and so much who are streaming online is what makes the space. So I'm embracing this opportunity, and thank you so much.
Thank you. And we'll talk about it some more. Thank you so much.
Definitely. Sure.
Okay. Bye-bye.
Bye-bye. Yes. And, that's encouraging, to be honest, to see that persons are actually welcoming this. And I don't recall of any spaces outside being directly into a medical facility or you dealing with your doctor that anything like this actually happens here. So it's good that maybe some of the suggestions that we will share, I can share with you as we go along, but just dissecting what menopause is key for us to bring it all around in full circle. So when you look at it, certain cultures as well, and it is we already realize that it's a stage that all of our bodies have to go through, but understanding it and experiencing of it, like what the caller just said, in the supermarket, the conversations are being had, you're busting a sweat and you're thinking it's something bad that you ate. Check your age. No, that could be pre-menopause, and you go, it's one thing going to the fridge for one particular item, or you forget, you got to go back again. Those are all subtle signs, and they can happen pretty early. But our understanding and pretty much our experience of it really is heavily influenced by cultural attitudes. I could remember my grandmother who raised me. It was like she was even scared to help me prepare when my body was transitioning. And I'll never forget it. When I first saw my cycle, I was at middle school. And thank God I had actually had friends, very close girlfriends, who were a year or so before me. And that's how I learned about it. But the conversation wasn't that vocal in my home with my grandmother. So when that actually happened to me, to be honest, it wasn't that I was frightened. I was frightened. I thought I had cut myself and I couldn't figure out why. And then it all made sense. But I had very close girlfriends at school who was right there, ran to the nurse's office. They made me get all sorted out. And that helped. But I just wish that we had spaces like this that could have prepared me even more so that it wouldn't have been that shock, so to speak. But again, cultural attitudes, your household, certain things are just so taboo. And a discussion can pretty much explore how medicalization of menopause can pretty much even shape the perception. And that is why public health in any jurisdiction is so critical, because I would suggest that caller to even reach out to public health to see if they actually have these conversation or groups. But again, let's start somewhere, because right now, the mere fact, the feedback that I'm getting, it means we're not doing enough, to be honest. So I think that cultural attitudes are now changing. We're more open, just like how mental health was something that people were scared to talk about. What's wrong with us talking about menopause? And if we create that environment, I feel that we will definitely get a positive feedback and impact. And it's accepting from a more holistic perspective, that it's natural aging. And that approach would be very beneficial to break that stigma, break that taboo. If there's any shame, if there's any uncertainty, I feel that the medicalization, the public health initiatives will play a good part, and also private groups, as the caller alluded to. I don't want to miss any of the comments, so I'll be coming back and forth. So Connie Ebanks is, Corinne Ebanks is saying, I'm so happy that we're talking about this today. I hate menopause, but it's a cycle that we don't have to go through alone. We're all here together. Miss Rose, good evening, Sabrina. Happy birthday to Miss Shelma. Keeping strong, grow well. Shelma, you are doing, Shelma, what are you doing on your special birthday? Yep. So the sweet treats are there. Miss Dorothy, we women need proper nutrition and education to help us to prepare for menopause. Miss Dorothy, I totally agree with you. And Melita, love to all the females that dealing with this. Let's not be ashamed. So there we go. I mean, this is not just something that happens in your home. This can impact your daily life. It's the impact of menopause on daily life, full circle. And even in the workplace, let's not say that. I mean, many of us females pretty much experience significant challenges just being able to function at home. Some they're drained, they don't have the strength to go out. And public discussions like this, we can pretty much highlight this to persons who are working in human resources, especially in HR, so that they can better be able to, one, identify, or the staff be more open or inclined to go and speak with their HR managers or supervisors and stuff for better support for their employees, or looking at the overall organizational structure, looking at females, understanding that this is a part of life. And, again, some of the workplace would possibly or could consider even implementing menopause policies. Yes, that's where human resources is going. There could be some policies in creating a more open and understanding environment at the workplace. It's not just something that I feel that we should be burdened down with it, to be honest. I think HR, human resources, play such a big role in all aspects of life. So is public health, is why it shouldn't be looked at any differently from even the workplace perspective, in my humble and honest opinion. And when you look then at someone who's actually experiencing menopause and how it's your social life and even relationships, now that one is the one where I will find more seasoned, more older couples that, because again of their culture and how they were raised, they are more than likely less inclined to have the conversations with their husbands, their partners. Because again, you have to understand, someone who is 20 odd years old, this is nothing. Someone who's 50 odd years old, a little bit more open, more blunt. Someone who's 60 odd years old with their partner, maybe a little bit more reserved. I deliberately broke that down in 3 age groups to show you there was a different style of upbringing in those generations. So what would be a stigma or a so-called taboo, let's say 30 years ago? It's like, let's go into the coffee shop and talking about menopause for a 20-year-old because of all of the information that's available to them. And you see that generation just being a little bit more open. They're not as reserved, so to speak. They will actually do think tanks on topics that matters to them. But I still feel that as a society, a whole, we don't do enough on subjects like this, like relationships, like getting to know yourself, understanding your own self, self-love, self-care, and just understanding the transitions that could be from both genders. And, it can affect relationships with partners. We've seen it. It is proven. Sex level goes down, the drive goes up. It can affect your family and friends if you're constantly in a rut, if you're constantly like a bulldog, or you actually stop speaking mid-sentence, or there's just total brain fog. People who are not understanding, well, what's wrong with her? What's wrong with her? You know, and the mental strains that it could have is the person that you knew, let's say 15, 20 years ago, may not necessarily be the same person if they're actually going through this transition stage in their life. And this is why it's good to be able to identify it, to have open conversations with your primary physician. And if you got good friends as well. Melita, we're blessed that we have the opportunity to go through this phase. To be honest with you, and understanding it is another thing. So we should be looking out for each other. And this is why social groups are so key. And facts on that, companies need to include this in respect that it's carried out. And, you know, this is something that we can advocate for as pretty much as a group. But looking at the strain in which it can put on relationships requires, in all honesty, the understanding of both parties. But you can't understand if you're not even talking. And that is one of the biggest breakdowns I feel that we're not having enough in any relationship. Communication is botched almost, or it is not enough. And instead of persons being so judgmental or thinking that you are getting at them or you're talking at them, sometimes it's hard to switch that conversation to let's talk together. Let's be on even keel, and we're going to have a conversation. And you shouldn't be embarrassed, especially if it's on this topic of menopause with your partner. And if you don't understand each other, or you don't, both of you can either go to your physician, or there's always Google. Even if that is a tip of the iceberg, but the key is open communication. If you're in a relationship and you cannot even communicate because of preempting what your other partner is going to say or what the outcome could be, you've failed. You've not only failed yourself, but you're failing an opportunity. You're missing, in my humble opinion, an opportunity to engage in discussion. Now, if it is a case where you're constantly snubbed by your other party, or you don't feel that they're giving you sufficient attention on the subject matter, some people will shut down completely and they will go through it that by themselves, which is not what we're advocating for. We're encouraging, if that is the unfortunate situation that you find yourself in, then I would suggest that you reach out to a friend or another female going through something similar, and just actually open up, because that then goes into another element where menopause can affect you mentally, and emotional health ties into relationship and also your social life. So Connie is saying here, well, whenever I do anything stupid and my husband asks what happened to you, I simply say, blame it on the menopause. We joke about it all the time. No shame to my game. Connie, good for you. We how to get that line. Blame it on the menopause. Good that you two can, well, there, you're in the first step, Connie. I'm so proud of you for that. And thank you for sharing. Yeah. And Melita is saying, just be proud about keep announcing your age. Oh, yeah. Keep announcing your age. They'll eventually get it. I'm at the point in life, expect anything. Again, but how do you build this personality into some people that just don't have that personality? Maybe some persons are just a little bit more shy. Some people are just a little bit more timid. And I'm hoping that more persons will actually come and join us in this space, and they realize that it's okay. It's okay for you to be open. And but for the personalities that I'm seeing here, I'm not surprised at Connie, to be honest, because I'm learning you in this virtual space, and that's not a shocker to me, to be honest, Connie, with you, Melita either. So yeah, keep saying your age. They'll figure it out. I'm 51, I'm 55, whatever your age is. Figure it out. But the key is, to be honest, is the impact that it can have on your relationship. It may be more than just the flashes. Your drive may be down and you're going through a lot of daily life. You may have a lot of issues at work. The job is demanding. And, there are more deadlines. And then life, that too can affect your relations and your social life. Till even when you get off of work, you don't want to go anywhere because you're so drained. You're not only mentally drained, your hormones are going crazy. You're going through this menopause. Who wants to go anywhere? You don't want to be the bummer of the party and nobody understands you, which is why these groups that the last caller alluded to is great, because nobody judges you. Like no one judge you in this space. Yeah. So Connie is also saying, when I was going through mine, I spoke to my, oh, okay. Yeah. Sorry. I'm going back. Connie's laughing out loud. Connie Lynn says, I'm fifth enough. Yep. Don't be shy, Miss Melita. You have to deal with it, not them. Agreed. But that goes into the other part of just evolving into menopause and looking at the mental and emotional health that ties in and could actually impact relationships. And when you look again at the hormones going crazy and the fluctuations during menopause, which is on steroids at that time, it can honestly have a profound impact on your mental health, to the point where you actually have panic attacks leading to anxiety. You can go into pretty much depression, and you're irritable. Like some smells could trigger it. Some environment could also trigger it. And, these are all telltale signs, but you don't want to actually make it, which is what early detection and being aware of the subtle signs in premenopause is key. Because if you're more aware of it, I feel when these certain mood swings, the anxiety, the palpitations, the sweats, because everybody's looking for the sweats. And as we said earlier on, some people don't even have the sweats. And some people, it hits them like you drench them in a bucket of water. Their glasses start to fog up and all that sort of stuff. Some people are awoken in the night because of the temperature changes in their bodies. 1 minute, they're like a block of ice. Next minute, they are hot and they're kicking off the sheets and all that sort of stuff. You're going from one extreme to the next. Again, could impact relationships, could impact your emotional health, because you're trying to figure out what's this. You're trying to create that bedroom space. But again, key in communication. And the mental health is always a key. We want to make sure that is balanced, because again, you do not want, straight up that the hormonal imbalance is going to or could impact your entire mind space. So the key is talk about it, find a group, get a support group. That is always key, and being able to identify it. And if all fails and you're not that bold to really just go out there and have the discussion with a friend because you feel they're not going to understand you, just take a visit to your doctor. You can't find a more confidential place than with your doctor. Yeah. Melita is suggesting go for a good 1 hour walk. That will also calm it as well. Some people actually go swimming. Some people go, we're surrounded by water. Beautiful. People pay hundreds of dollars, thousands sometimes to come here. You could go in the sea. You're fortunate enough to have a friend that has a pool. You can just come together and just go swimming. We got Dawn here. I'm 65 on August 29th. Dawn, I got to remember that so we can have a reason to bring up maybe another bottle of bubbly. Yeah. And my motto was, from I got 50, nothing bothers me. So I'm seasonal. Dawn, that sounds like something you would say for true. Yes. So as Dorothy is saying that she developed a craving for eating ice. Interesting. Your iron could be low as well too, though, Miss Dorothy. But if you've definitely linked that to your menopause, go ahead, but double check your iron, because you crave for ice with that. Connie's also sharing, Miss Sabrina, vitamins and the gym helps a lot. I was doing my research when I started having these mood swings, which also led me to start an orchid green and get a puppy. Oh, good. OMG. Those are my therapy, and I would bury myself in my garden. Oh, see, well, you found things to go through. Good for you. I got 2 puppies, and one's a female, well, 2 small dogs. One's a female, and she, oh God, she gives me more attitude than than I have. But yeah, she's something else. So it's 2 of us going through that right now. Because she's that old. I swear she's going through that too. So it's me and you. But yeah, good for you. Good for you. Patricia, what women need to understand is that we can get help from our doctors. You're quite right. There are lots of treatments available these days. The menopausal symptoms are not noticed. Diet helps as well. Thank you, Pat, for sharing that with us. And yes, a lot of berries as well. I know not everybody's system breakdown soy, but also plant-based diet also helps as well. But again, please consult with your doctor. This is just for information, and but we will always refer for you to connect with your doctor for these things. And there are also hormonal treatment and hormonal therapies as well. So the support and treatment can range from a number of things. Miss Dorothy McLeod said, I'm 70 plus. And Miss Julianne Taylor, some people go through terrible stuff. For me, I only get that hot feeling, but I can live with that for now. Good for you. Well, let's hope that the whole part of diet, exercise, and like we said, there are some treatments that are out there. They have the HRT is the acronym. It's hormonal therapy, hormone replacement therapy, and this is pretty much a common treatment for menopausal symptoms if it is that bad. And there's often a lot of confusion with fear surrounding that. Now, I'm not advocating any particular treatment. I believe in the good old days, good old ways of just making your body just go through it. And I'm a big advocate for just letting life take its course, and you try to mitigate it and find just make nature take its course. Good evening, caller. You're live.
I say very good topic, Sabrina. This is very educational because I didn't know nothing. I heard the word menopause, but I couldn't. I had the slightest clue what about. But like I tell you, Dr. Alexander, who talked to me, and that's why I used to get the heat sweat,
right,
and the wetness. But they have pills and things too. Because I remember they had telling me about some pills that Kirk used to tell me, the rose pill or something like that.
Eve Primrose. That's
it. They say the lady at Epingham. I don't know if they still get that, but that all good. But that's why I used to have them heat sweat, and then I used to get in this like a mood that I didn't want to be wrong people for a while. Right. I was going on, I didn't want to talk, and then my husband, but he understood. And whatever.
You're fortunate.
And I started my menstrual from 9 to very young.
See?
Very young. Age 9 I started. But my mother used to tell me, well, when you start early, you can finish early, but I don't know. But like I tell them, I am 71 now, but I still got a little pep, my step, whatever, so I don't know. It never killed my sex drive, whatever. So.
Good for you. Good for you.
Yes, ma'am, but this is a good topic.
Thank you.
People need to, and like I tell you, Dr. Alexander and Dr. Grace told me a lot of stuff, but she says some people will have it bad because it can cause a lot of stuff. Because they've known people that go off of their head and even get suicidal moods and all that. That is bad.
Right.
She's saying, that. But like I say, not everybody. Bodies are alike. She said different people. They say different strokes for different folks. Well, some people who hardly have nothing, then people that do, they good, but then some people have a terrible time. But it is nature, whatever, so we can't do nothing about that. But I can't go sometimes I still feels a lot of heat and stuff. I rather the cold than heat, but like I said, the one I don't think I go into, I do have the sweat and thing no more.
Well, like we broke it down, there are many forms, but again, there are alternate treatments and lifestyle changes. Of course, Miss Connie is very active, and I thank her for sharing how she's coped with it. And so it's
a good thing that people that don't know that. And then,
correct.
well, I used to say, man, have it too, because sometimes I work in the airport and we go by the bar and the guy used, and I say, well, you going through menopause? I say, but I need to go through something. I say, because we got hard babies and we got to go through the menopause, so I need to go through something too. He said, but you know,
Miss Shelma, Miss Melita is saying, I know that's right, Miss Shelma. We old, but not cold. I can hear her now.
It's still spark. I have to pull out fuel.
Thank you so much for being so candid. But we're just talking in general here about the navigating treatment and support. And there are treatments out there for those who may want to actually go through the hormone replacement therapy. And of course, what will actually help is the public discussion and providing accurate. And you know me, I'm all about evidence-based and making sure we have the data, the information about hormonal replacement therapy, the benefits and the risks as well, because there are always risks with these treatments. And lifestyle changes. But again, do what's best for you, do what your body, what you feel is best for you. But we're just putting it out there to let persons know that there are solutions, there are treatments that are available. And for something that has been taboo anyhow, which we're going into that section next, you wouldn't go to a doctor to have a hormonal replacement therapy because you never talked about it. So whatever floats your boat, whatever you're comfortable with, all you need to know that there are alternate treatments and lifestyle changes that can actually help you navigate this. Andropause. Men have andropause. Yep. I got to double check that one. Good Egypt saying, hoping everybody is well. That's the devil in hell, says Neen Bush. Farmer. They get miserable too. They get miserable because they're trying to figure us out. You think, Connie? I would love to hear a man's perspective on this side. Jasara, I can't relate, but listening and enjoying the show. Jasara, thank you. Because again, the mere fact that we're educating all of you who are not going through or not even probably near this, it actually prepares you for what to come. And this is why we're teaching here. We're getting it out there because this is what you're going to face. You know, it is what it is. Connie is saying lifestyle changes is the best. Menopause cause you to spend money too. Yeah. So you blame on menopause to go shopping. So that calms your hot flashes, a Michael Kors store, a Louis Vuitton store. Yeah. Yeah. Blame it on the pause. Yeah. Miss Rose, okay here. Shalma says still sell it. Chaka Zulu, good evening to you. We're speaking about menopause this evening, so it'll be very interesting. Yeah, but it's always good to have you here. Oh, we love the men listening in. Connie, I would just get up and plan a trip to the end of the world. Oh God, yeah. For me, it'll be shopping therapy. Yeah, Melita, girl, that's only them wanting something. That's what makes them miserable. Straight. Oh, so it's not them going through that part of their pause. They just want a little. Oh Lord. Okay. Well, I'm good. I'm reading what you all are putting here. That's good. Yes. Yeah. Connie, yep. What you say? Yes. Spend money like crazy when I'm stressed. Blame it on the pause. But yeah, so you're looking at the various lifestyle changes, personal changes that you can do, be it with friend, group, or your partner. And then you have many women who pretty much report feeling unheard, totally misunderstood by one, possibly their healthcare providers. And, you know, at the end of the day, when you go to a specialist, unless it's a gynecologist, sometimes they're looking for like the big things. Let's say a cyst or something, or endometriosis or something. You know, unless you're able to articulate and says, based on my age and all that sort of, sometimes it will be good for you to actually be able to have a frank conversation with your partner and just be able to engage in that conversation when you actually do visit your medical practitioner, and so that you're not having that sense of not being heard or feeling like you're not being heard or misunderstood. don't beat yourself up too much if you find yourself in that, because if you're not being able to speak exactly how you're feeling, it's quite easy to be misunderstood. And looking at it from the broader perspective, from healthcare and medical professions being able to identify it, that can be, that feeling of unheard or misunderstood could also transcend into your personal relationship. But if it's something that you don't even know how to speak on it in the topic, because you yourself are just trying to deal with the main brain fog, trying to accept. And you know what? Some of the hardest things for some of us, unlike Connie, we're in denial that we're getting there. Remember, I can recall in high school, I would thought 45 and 50 was old. My days of being in school, a 50-year-old, you were old. Now I'm 51 and I'm like, I'm just in my prime. So again, misunderstanding, accepting, which is why forums like this is key, that you actually don't pigeonhole yourself because of a number. And understanding that your body is going to go through this stage, it's normal. Don't think you're not going through stuff in your 20s and your 30s. Oh, yes, we're all going through it, especially as females. Remember, teenagers, adolescent years, hormonals, in between that young adult, that is all evolution. That is how we're all maturing, how we're all developing. And being able to have these conversations, you don't have to go to your healthcare professional and have every term perfect. You don't have to have a script that makes you feel like they don't understand you because you're not speaking medical language. When I speak to my son about IT, because he's the specialist in IT, I hope all adults are listening. Some descriptions that I use, it's for him to understand what I'm trying to say. What I'm trying to say is I needed some kind of block in my studio in order to put different wires into this block. And I called him, he was away, and I said, look, remember that thing that you said that I need to push all the things in the hole that makes all of this stuff and it gives me more back. If you heard the descriptions, the thing is, he knew immediately because he's the expert what I was talking about. I'm saying now because this show is getting bigger, I'm going to need more space, more RAM, more memory on my laptop. I said, I'm going to need a desktop. And I said, I can get one big old box. You got to push the thing inside of it so that it can give me more space. He burst out laughing because that's for him to figure out. I know what I want. So I went through all of that in saying, don't become silent because you're not having, or you feel you're not using the right terminology. You go and you should have built up a relationship, a rapport with your doctor, your primary caregiver, to the point where you are actually can go with your genuine, authentic self, and you don't have to be in that space correct with the right term. Some people actually go through the mental imbalance to the point that they actually don't reverse out of it. They can't get a reversal from the mental impact. But sometimes don't beat yourself up too much. Let's just speak. We have a caller. Good evening, caller. You're live.
Hi, good evening.
Good evening.
We don't have to worry about ourselves because men go through it also. They have andropause.
Andropause.
Yeah. They go through it. Sometimes you say, well, they have a relationship for years and they just break up the relationship and everything. That they're going through. We just look on that and they're going through it.
Well, you know, caller, I'm thankful because we did have another commenter that said that they go through it, you know, and but where we are actually breaking the surface now today and having this conversation in this open forum as females, I'm hoping that men will actually be able to actually find themselves a safe space as well. And they're always welcome here because we love to hear both sides of it. You understand? So I'm happy that, you know, it is identified that men go through their own share, but why is it then that we as females are, even though we don't talk about it enough, that ours is more prevalent? Is it because men are more silent, do you think?
Actually, men do not want to accept things in life. Oh, I don't want to accept say getting old. I don't want to accept say not sexual active like before. So if they must say they're going through andropause, they're not going to like it. They're not going to accept it. That's the macho when they have in them.
Yeah.
They don't want to accept things as that.
Because
but they go through it too.
Because us as females, the older we get a little bit more chunky around the hips, around the stomach area, and our body pretty much transforms.
Our body transforms.
Correct.
From the brain until 9, 10. Some people started before your body start transform.
Yeah.
You start got breath, you start got little pain, everything. From 12 to 25, your body transform again.
Yeah.
And it going right that when you hit menopause, this is it. This is the big transformation now because.
Which is why we have to be so careful with what we're even seeing on social media, that it pretty much paints this picture of what the ideal male should look like, what the ideal female should look like. You got this 6-pack, 8-pack. I mean, come on. You don't expect in your 40s and your 50s to look like when you were in your 20s. And let me be honest. I'm a graduate of class of 1990, and I was always voluptuous. I always had a lot of chest. I call them, a friend gave them the name the Sister Islands. We're being open here. But
I call them my twins.
Well, my Sister Islands, they have been there from as long as I know myself. Now, I had to end up getting to love myself, but then there you have social media that some now they're enhancing them, some don't want them, some it has to be a particular cup size and all this sort of stuff. Self-love, because there's going to be a point in your life when you're no longer in your 20s, you're no longer in your 30s, that life hits you and you're going to get a little bit more than you bargained for, because you're in this thing of having to be perfect based on societal pressures.
Sabrina, don't believe in what we change in life. Our body is a clock. If you don't have hand to show with the time, but you're going to change it. You can go and do anything we will have to do.
Right.
But our body going back as the clock, as the natural clock that God created us.
And this
God never created us to be young every time, but He created
us and perfect. Yeah. But I think as women, we need to accept that with ourselves first and stop being so judgmental on ourselves and wanting to be perfect. Because if someone really loves you, you don't have to have the perfect hips, the perfect boobs, the perfect thighs. And if you got cellulite, it's normal based on your age, based on how much weight you have on. So I think a lot of what is perceived by even those who we invite in our lives as our partners has a lot to do with what we spill of ourselves, which is why coming back to self-love is key. Because how you feel about yourself within will radiate exterior. You owe nobody an explanation once you love yourself first.
Yeah, we have to love ourselves first. We have to know self-gravity take back its course. We're going to get old and everything will start fall apart. You understand me? We keep exercising. We keep healthy. But I can't compare myself to when I have 13, 14 years.
Correct.
And if in this stage of my life, if no one loved me like how God have me now, well then can go.
Yeah.
I love myself. When I look in the mirror, I see Miss Columbia walking.
Aye. You go, girl.
Yeah.
Well, good for
I
you.
love myself.
Yeah. That's where it
And
starts.
we have to love ourselves. So anybody come around us and they say anything negative, we just bounce it off.
Yeah.
Because we love ourselves. We appreciate
the desire of wanting to catch a guy's eye. And you have some of them that are way in their 50s, early 60s, that they're still looking at the 20s, and they got a
Before
person.
they're going through menopause, they're going through andropause. Everything that's dropping to them also.
So how can we help them? That's another topic. I know we're going to go here. We're going to go here because we need to have that discussion as well. Some people, it's like they never stop hunting for their youth, for the young thing, for the young thing.
Let me tell you something, Sabrina. Women love what we hear.
Mm-hmm.
Anything that come and whisper to us is sweet to us.
Mm-hmm.
Man love what they see.
Right. So
right?
they're visuals.
Man love, them visual. What they see, they love, and so when if we have a friend and the guy say, "Oh, you look so nice," and this and you understand, we will like, "Oh my goodness, we love that." You understand? We love what we hear. But men love what they see. So sometimes they see things like the credit card. Look pretty and got color, but you don't have enough money.
Decline.
So, yeah. So, and they run after it, and when it comes to find out, they mash up their house, they mash up their home, they mash up their relationship, running behind something what they're seeing. And it's not like that. Something far different.
Because women are very emotional. We are very emotional, whereas some are very visual. They see it on the surface. And you will have in discussions where even in relationships, and you speak to a female and you speak to the male that she is attracted to, they're attracted to each other, and you will have a separate conversation with them. And I will bet my last dollar 3 months, 4 months into that relationship, if you speak to the female, she is leaps and bounds emotionally attached. She sees a future. She sees probably wedding bells. She sees this, she sees that. And you speak to him,
we want commitment.
Yes.
We want commitment. We want something serious in life.
Two different
depends on the age we have. But in the elements, but some of them.
Correct.
When you get certain age, you just want like, okay, I use a Coca-Cola, I can do what I want. I can, if they're belly big, they whatever don't hang in front of them, not working or whatever, but then still have that in mentally.
Right.
They still have, So we come to an age where we say, oh, no, we need to settle down, have our children. We want our home. You understand? We want a little cuddle. That is, but then no. Then
they're still hunting.
All of them the same. You understand?
No, I get it. We're not blaming it. We're not painting all of the men in broad brush because you have some women that don't settle down either. They constantly doing the tummy tucks, the butt lifts, the this lift, the that lift, because they want to capture that prime, that those early days, and not accepting, but yet
they're not accepting the gravity take its course.
Correct.
And we have to accept that. And when it start to hang, we just buy a better brush.
There we go.
When it belly start push out, we just buy a faja and faja it up.
Well, I know one of the most comfortable feelings is when a woman gets home, especially if she got sister islands like mine, and you take them out of those hammocks. Oh my God.
Sometimes I just get in the car and take it off.
That's the most relaxing feeling. Yes.
The end of the day, men go through it, but they don't accept it, but then going through it.
Yeah. So, well, we can all come here in this space, and I'm hoping that today's episode, will actually open up that door and breaking that taboo.
And what my grandparents used to drink, and so they used to drink a lot of tea. Exercise helped me. I drink a lot of tea. Dandelion tea.
Okay. Interesting.
Drink a lot of dandelion tea. It a walk.
Right.
I keep active because sometimes when you go home depressed and you just get in bed, you just don't want to hear nothing.
Fatigued. You even get miserable with yourself.
And you go to a different stage. You encourage that feelings. You go to a different stage. People say, "What happened to her? Why is she getting on like that?" And so you have to have a friend. You call a friend. We go out. If you didn't go walking in the evening, you come back home. You drink your tea. I discover anytime I eat any mango, mango make I can't sleep in the night. I feel heat. So it's something in life we have to change.
Right.
Or eating, or you understand this I discovered that this not good with I can't digest this because I can't digest kale now because of the kale.
Ah.
Different thing your body going through.
Yeah, you can't process certain things. Yeah.
Can't process.
Mm-hmm.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Yeah. So, no worry, no worry. Ladies, don't worry yourself. The guys are out there going through it.
But
They don't want to sit there and going through it.
yeah.
And you look at andropause, and the same symptom what we have and the same thing, it's similar to us.
Right. Well, who to tell? I am more than willing to deep dive into that topic, but I felt, I can better speak on menopause, not men on pause. But yeah, we can go there. And I am more than happy to bring that up as another topic for discussion. But I'm happy that we were able, one, to identify it on this space, and that we can have the power. We see the power of open conversation, because the silence around menopause pretty much perpetuates a stigma.
Keep a stigma, they don't want to talk about it. And you know what happened, it's come from our ancestors.
Correct.
Right?
Cultural.
Yeah.
Yeah.
They don't want to talk about it.
Yeah.
They don't want to be open. But everything open now, everything on Google, everything YouTube, everything on different things, different sites we can go and we just educate ourselves.
Correct. You're quite right.
And majority, everybody have a different symptoms. I can talk to you about menopause, my experience. Some people talk is a different experience. It's not every day I have the hot flashes, but I like 2-3 o'clock in the morning. Sometimes I have to get up and oh my goodness, I have to take off everything and that. You understand me? So.
Thank you so much for your candor.
I keep my bottle water at the desk with ice and stuff. So when I feel it going on and I work around some young coworker, when I feel it, I say, okay, I gotta get my ice water because my hotness coming on.
You feel it coming. It's good when you reach the point that you can just smile with it and you can identify. Yeah. Yeah.
All right.
Thank you so much. Likewise. Thank you for your participation. I'm sure that a lot of people were educated. Definitely.
Okay. Take care. Bye-bye.
Sure. Bye-bye. So the power of open conversation, as we're so rightfully doing here this evening, and the silence around this shouldn't leave women. It can actually leave women feeling as though they're isolated, alone. And we're hoping that this forum, by discussing this very important subject matter, will help in normalizing it and can empower women to share more their experience, as so many of you are actually doing. All the messages that we have coming in, Miss Melita, everybody who's participated. And Melita is saying, Miss Sabrina, with menopause, some women act like they just found their young years to witness. Yeah. And I'm blessed and thankful that my symptoms are minimal. Thank God for that. We're so grateful. We've had a number of persons as well who are younger, who are not even near this. But another one of the things of breaking the stigma that we can actually look at is the intergenerational dialogue that we're having here. And that is also, as I alluded to earlier on, it's important to include persons of all ages in this conversation, because at some point, and I would expound that, all ages and possible genders, since we know for a fact that men actually go through it themselves. But what is key is that the younger generation pretty much can learn what to expect, as I said to Jasaria earlier on. And the older generation can share their wisdom, their insights, as my last caller just did, and the other callers as well. And, men, and we have to include these non-binary individuals should also be included in these discussions. Those who are just confused as to whether or not they're D or they're Do and they're in the middle. The mere fact we're not being flippant of whatever decisions that they are, it's out of respect. But men and non-binary individuals as well, I feel, should be welcome at the table, because no matter what, however we're coded, unless you're doing these hormonal therapy treatments, you're going to go through it. It's just the natural cycle of life for how you came into this world. And just having these intergenerational dialogues with all age groups. It can include your partners. It can include family members. We alluded to the fact of the importance of human resources, your colleagues, and just, people that are going through it. We've shared that. We've identified that here this evening. But the key of just that inclusion of that intergenerational conversation, the intergenerational dialogue, how important that is, but also as we look at others who actually identify as other genders, the inclusion of non-binary individuals as well should be something that should be considered as well. So being able to, move, just moving the needle, moving that stigma, it shouldn't be a sign of anyone thinking I've come to the end of the road. This is a sign of decline. Oh my God, just accept it. Let's move beyond the stigma. It is a natural transition of life. It's okay to have a public discussion, and should, as we evoke this conversation, make it a very comfortable environment, and, just reframe menopause as looking at it through a different lens, pretty much as a powerful and something that's transformative. And that's pretty much a transformative stage of life. So I just want persons to realize the importance of that. And by being able to create public platforms like this, engaging in the topics and your participation, we pretty much can collectively work together. We've heard earlier on in the show that there's a lady who's saying she thinks it's a very good idea that we actually build a group, a social group, that we can come together and we can be supportive of people who are going through this. And, some of those ideas is key. We have platforms such as this. We can have panel discussions, let's say, like when you meet into those forums and you pretty much do an invitation of a diverse group of persons. That could include gynecologists, someone who deals with hormones, like an endocrinologist, specializing in menopause. You can also get some specialists having a panel discussion with mental health professionals as well. You can also have a person who is an advocate for women's health. You can have, we understood the importance of diet. You could have somebody that's a nutritionist, woman who has gone through menopause and is willing to just be open, as we have seen here in this space, to share her personal story. And I feel that with these forums and stuff, with all of those persons covering the broad spectrum, that will be able to provide a huge variety of perspective and expert advice in helping us navigate this. As the earlier caller talked about, just coming together, you could probably do it from the point where you could do like a town hall style question and answer period, where you go and you still have, this panel discussion, and then people are open to just take the floor and ask their questions and just be open about it. Hello, caller, you're live.
I'm not gonna be hypocritical, but I just want to ask this little question. Mm-hmm. Why, there's no man that listens to the show that not going through the pause or whatever it is they call that they say they have? Why all the other conversation and stuff they be messaging in or participating? Why are they going so silent? Why are they not participating in a conversation? I don't see one man saying nothing. They might be just listening and quiet.
Well, we're creating that safe space, caller, to be honest, where we can invite them. And I think the way that we have conducted ourselves thus far on this topic as females, the mere fact that we as females are open about what we're going through, we've identified that they too are going through a phase. Men are a little bit slower to come to the table to openly have a conversation.
I hear that man go through menopause.
Yes.
Sometimes that's in their mood and things. So that's why I say that. But I don't hear one person I don't see nobody messaging and nothing. They all silent. They gone dumb.
That's because they're testing the waters to see how we handle it. So hold on. We're gonna give them time, and we will build it, and they will come. So don't you worry. We will get them on. They will comment. Don't worry.
They were saying about some men out there want to throw down the old thing for the new thing, but they say, like Miss Dorothy said, we all, but we say, what came on back, Miss Person that used to say, she said, I may be cold and she tap up, one say, we not cold, but they say a good working old thing better than a new thing in a time. New broom, sweet, clean, but all one fine.
Yep, you're quite right. Jim Norris actually is one of our male who is listening. Shelma said that sometimes it's better to listen to learn, Miss Shelma. So that was what he was saying. But I am more than happy to bring up this conversation, but from the male perspective. So I was alluding to some of the solutions that we can do to make a more open platform. We can also do the Q&A sessions with these breakout sessions as well, where it could be more intimate and focus more the discussions on a divided audience, smaller groups, because not everybody is comfortable speaking in large audiences based on turnout. So you pretty much have to break to measure your crowd, to feel the crowd, to feel the audience. But some breakout sessions that gives you a more intimate audience, smaller groups, that some of these facilitators, let's say you get the endocrinologists can go more into the hormone imbalance that may actually go and you're able to dive deeper into sex drive, low self-drive, sex drive, high sex drive, whatever that is back and forth. Yes, caller.
Mr. Jim, I listen to Lauren too, and that's why I speak up on it, because I heard about it, but I didn't know nothing what was about. But when it hit me now, after I talked to 2 gynecologists about it, or they talk to me, I can speak. So I listen to Lauren, so whatever. But nah, me, I don't, I'm bashing you or nothing, sir. Don't get it wrong. But I was just, saying that we're white, because it's a 2-way street. It's a male and female, so since they say that Anna goes through some other one too, because I was telling her that I hear that they say men go through menopause too, but then them other one say some other type of name I can't remember what I call it. So that's why I say that. Yeah. So don't get me wrong, sir, because I'm not saying it in no bad.
He isn't. He's just letting you know. He's reconfirming. He's letting
you know. I'm not saying
it
in no bad way or disrespecting you, sir, because I'm not like that.
I don't think he doesn't take it that way. He just acknowledged. He is acknowledging.
I mean it in a bad way, because like I tell you, I try to be straight with people and whatever. So don't take it. And that person that called in, sing the happy birthday, they got me kind of puzzle. I think I know the voices, but I think in between 2 people, but thanks very much. I think it's one that now on island, and then it's one on island, but the voice kind of a little confused me. But anyway, thanks a million. I appreciate it.
Yeah. There we go.
And me and her used to share gifts, but she not here no more. She left for a while, so that is the one that off island. But I think it sounds like 2 people. So and I was kept the voice that good. They got my puzzle, but it's between 2 people.
Well, Jim has confirmed, Shelma, that he has taken no offense to anything. He's Miss Shelma, darling. I take no offense.
Yes, sir. Lord Jesus.
He loves you. He's sending lots of love for you today on your birthday.
Thanks, sir. And I don't know how much more I can live to see, but anyway, thank God, at least I made 7 to 1 good years. But my mother was 98 and her grandmother was 103, 90. So I don't think I'll go nowhere if I even got walk with a stick.
Yeah.
Thank God.
Yes. Yeah. Thank you. There we go. So yes, we were saying about some of the things that we can do. We can just do these breakout, have panel discussions. I mean, that's for a wider thing, something possibly public health could look in and just go into more intimate conversations in these panel discussions and breakout town hall meetings and that sort of stuff. And then even let's say in the workplace, you can have, some of the topics in these breakout sessions could include menopause in the workplace, as we alluded to earlier on, HR looking at it through a different lens and navigating, let's say, I could have another breakout session navigating relationships or exploring treatment options, just navigating life. So this will actually open up the gates to allow more personal sharing. And also, put it tell, you could make friends. Networking is always key. So yeah, at the end of the day, it's amazing what we could do. And on a more broader development of just creating this space for females and males going through the circle of life, you can look at possibly partnering, let's say, with or a local health organization, and pretty much you can do some collaboration, let's say with the women's clinic, we have that at HSA, or like I said, public health department, and creating a specific website, like a dedicated website or resources page that just focus on menopause, what's to expect and what men to expect when they're going through. And this, with that space, some of the ideas, this hub could actually provide with the key medical and accurate information that is directly from a source and from a site that you don't have to second guess. And pretty much they could create like connection links. Everything now is a link to various support groups that I know the second caller pretty much alluded to. Once that gets organized and structured, those links, you can partner with those local health organizations, public health here. And we're so blessed to live in a society where the Cayman Islands, you can access all of these things so easily because everybody knows everybody. So that should not really be hard to actually get going. And, you could even do like little packages as well when you get these support groups and stuff, where you can actually, now this is a good idea, that you can create and possibly distribute like a free digital menopause toolkit, like guide and information all bundled up, let's say in one file. And that would include like things to expect, like the symptoms and all that sort of stuff, the questions to ask for your doctor. So like you're preparing to go to have this conversation. And key tips as well, how you deal with your mental health, self-care, because with the hormonal changes, you could probably go through all sorts of deodorants down there. Your smells, your secretions, everything changes. But being prepared for these, going armed into having that personal conversation is key. And I am speaking to the world right now, and yeah, I go through all sorts of stuff. The deodorants and that sort of stuff, it's normal. Your diet can enhance your secretions, how you smell, everything. So these are key things that people may not even understand. Your acid that comes in your secretions, the dryness that you may be experiencing down there. As females, these are all key things that could either be, yes, a part of menopause. If you've had a hysterectomy, certain things can change. And these are all natural things in your body just going through the circles and motions of life. You can also do, to the caller who's excited about starting a group, you could possibly consider like a social media campaign where you can use platforms such as this. You're on YouTube, you're on Instagram, you're on Facebook, we're all over the place. Or you can even do short bite size. Did you know? Hey, I may actually do some ideas on that. There's some key information that we're sharing here on this topic this evening, and I can't believe I'm talking by myself. It's 6:37 and I'm still here with you. I'm doing it, guys. I'm practicing. But yeah, bite-sized information, these big and long talks and all of this information to read. People are gravitating right now to shorter clips like reels, but you could pretty much consider launching, and I'm quite sure they're out there, you probably just have to Google it, where they would have like Facebook groups or TikToks or short engaging videos, that sort of stuff, that could possibly highlight like personal stories and using, specific @ the arroba and the hashtag that directs you straight to these conversations. So it should be interesting how we actually go there. But I think we need to advocate for more policy and workplace training. I think we need to just have this conversation a bit more. And I'm hoping that some HR professionals may be listening to me and hearing all of your feedback, and they can see the importance of, hosting workshops and presentations in the workplace for employees and also for HR professionals themselves to assist staff, both male and female, from going through this, but more in a menopause friendly atmosphere. So, and you should be proud to wear that badge in an organization to say, we're a menopause friendly workplace. Like, do that as a badge of honor on your social media page. And people will know then it's okay. I have an environment that understands I'm going to be going through these changes. I'm going to have brain fog. Because you have CEOs in departments, the men and the females, high executives, don't care what role you play, you could go through the circle of life. And acknowledging these in your workplace, it speaks volumes of how you could be perceived and how you're respected even by those who are actually there. Miss Dorothy, you sending birthday wishes out to Miss Shelma, Lisa Brightly. I have to sign off. Please have yourself a good night. Oh, Lisa, thank you for staying with us. Connie? Yeah, sometimes the deodorant don't work. Use ordinary facial cleanser under my arm. Some days I don't use roll-on. Yeah. So these are all things that, you have to go. Miss Lisa, see you tomorrow, God's willing. Yeah, thank you for staying with us. But yeah, these are all of the things that we're going through. And, I'm just hoping that this community here will be a catalyst of change, that we can see where we can use our collective voices to advocate for, let's say, better public health resources and policies as it's specific to menopause. And this could possibly get, like we say, our healthcare providers or a specific employer just in tune. I'm hoping that, this will actually be able to do that. And like what we said, what's Miss Melissa, Miss Connie? Yeah, sometimes you're right. Okay. Miss Melita, Miss Sabrina, I've always heard that we tend to follow our mother with menopause. What's your input there? I think that genetics, thank you for the question, Melita. I think genetics do have a lot to play with it, and hereditary, because we are in relation to how you will find that being a norm. To say precisely that because your mom had this or that, I think that it is relative, to be honest. I can go there with you only because my mom died at 45 with a blood disorder. She had issues as well with heavy bleeding and all that sort of stuff from early age. And she always had that. I mean, she died at 45 with leukemia. May her soul rest in peace. But when I look back to that, which is why in my personal life, I developed endometriosis, similar blood disorder. I have other family female members in my family as well that, are going through the same thing that we realized my mom had. So to tell you, mother specifically, I think it's hereditary, it's genetics. And I see a lot of similarities, which is why for me, when I saw certain things happening with myself, having been a nurse, having worked in the industry, I immediately dealt with it. And I opt for a hysterectomy and all of that sort of stuff to avoid, only because I realized then there was a possibility that the risks were higher for me. Now, in that case, I had already had my 2 sons. And with the medical side of me, of course, to true support and guidance of my gynecologist, it was the best route because we tried other things and I just wasn't getting a break. And for me, that was the road that I took. That could go into a total different conversation in females' health with what life is like post hysterectomy, because I've had a lot of females that call me and a lot of couples as well. I used to have a bariatric store. And the transition that your body goes through after post-bariatric surgery and mood swings, quite similar to what is quite normal for hysterectomy. And, I was very open with a lot of females that called me, and there are a lot of myths about that as well. But I'm not here on this forum professing to be a clinician, gynecologist. it's based on personal experience, but I would love to have a roundtable discussion as well in this space based on your demands. And you can see the feedback that I'm receiving here this evening, to have some professionals in to demystify a lot of stuff, especially post hysterectomy, and exactly topics like this on menopause. So yeah, but it's amazing. I think that heredity has a lot to do with it. And I can link that back from my personal experience, to be honest. But establishing a peer support group as well is very good. It's something that we can look at by creating in-person or virtual, just like we're doing here. And these support meetings, virtual meetings, even like this, does make a world of a difference when you have like a nutritionist on, an endocrinologist, a gynecologist, someone who can deal with mental struggles. It does make the information even more palatable, even more resources there. But I'm hoping that this show alone, again, scraping the surface only, and what I've been able to share with you has been enough information that you have a good takeaway of exactly what life is like going through it, and that we're breaking that taboo, that stigma of remaining silent, and we can also offer like going into workshops as well with nutrition for menopause, which is why nutrition is key. Exercise, as Connie alluded to, that she actually works out, she watched her diet, and like again, yoga, you can do into deep meditation. That can help as well. And just understanding your hormones. These are all captivating things that you can actually would grab someone's attention because you just don't understand it. And when you link that then to menopause, the circle of life, the circle and phases that everybody goes through, body as in your physical body, that's holistic. I feel that you would captivate your audience. And, as simple, I love to meet people at coffee shops recently. And, you could have, that's what I was saying to the first caller when she said she wanted to possibly do a group. You can start off small, like call it a menopause cafe, where you partner with, let's say, a local coffee shop or even a library, and host an informal gathering where people can just come and drop in and talk about this and connect with others in a relaxing. Well, a library may get a little loud, but what I'm saying is, do something where you can have like a menopause cafe. That'd be a good idea. Yeah. Think about it. Think about it. Yeah. Miss Dorothy McLeod. Oh, thank you. I'm happy that you like this show. Morna, hi Sabrina, looking beautiful as always. Enjoy your show today. Keep blessed. Thank you very much. Melita, you're so correct about with and not some symptoms. Yes, I get you. YouTuber 345. I wish there was a program to donate to my reproductive organs. I'm done having kids. I don't need them anymore. Well, you'd be surprised as a donor. We don't have legislation. I know the Tissue Transplant Council. We have a council. Transplant. Oh God, I'm having a brain fog right now. Legislation here doesn't really allow that. We are still working on legislation. My memory serves me back. Human Tissue Transplant Council, yes. And there's legislation around that, to be honest, even though I know YouTuber 345 was laughing about that. But you'd be surprised who may actually would be willing to take a fallopian tube. It would be interesting. But I'm quite sure there are places in the world that would be more than happy to take you if you want to be a donor once you go through the normal protocol checks, because I'm quite sure a lot of tests would have to go through. You have to make sure that you're matching, and there are medications for lifetime that the donor, the recipient, would actually have to be on if that's for you. So even though it may be a light little humor there with YouTuber 345, there is a need for everything in the world. You just need to go and look for it. Hot yoga helps a lot too. Oh, really, Connie? Interesting. But if you're hot from menopause, why would I want to do hot yoga? Melita, women with menopause, something would love it. Yeah, with or without. Someone We're loved by everybody. There's somebody everywhere. Can a hysterectomy be elective? That goes into a topic that I want to do about women's rights and your body to choose, but it was going into whether or not you could tie your fallopian tubes. A responsible clinician and a physician, and looking at legislation surrounding it, if a woman decides, I don't have no use for my uterus or my fallopian tubes, everything, you want to clean out the cage, as I usually refer to mine. That's a discussion you can have with your doctor. If you've reached an age, you've decided you don't want to have any more children or anything, but you may not necessarily want to be so invasive unless you're having a serious problem, even though procedures now are laparoscopically. You can do vaginal hysterectomy where you don't have the bikini line cut. You can just do little pinpoint holes at 3 or 4 sections in your abdomen, and they use a tool and they look at a monitor and they remove the entire uterus and parts of the fallopian through almost like a vaginal childbirth delivery. But the word elective, because you so choose, I'm not aware. I'm quite sure that is possible, but please make sure you can check with your doctor to make sure that that is the best route for you. Age will be a factor, to be honest, whether or not you're with a partner. And this is why nationally I have to look at that. I'll delve into that a little bit more to see where their legislation, should somebody want to choose their own rights to says, I'm done. I want to clean out the cage. I don't have endometriosis. I don't have fibroids. I don't have any disorders. I just don't want it. I have to delve into that YouTuber 345 to look more. I don't have tubes. Took them out after baby number 2. Okay. So if you're having, did they leave the uterus? That'll be interesting. Zaka, come say something now. Oh, Shaka Zulu. Oh, Melita. Oh God. I want no. Oh, okay. Well, in this case, if you are not able to have any more kids, and if you don't have any tubes, that should be a very easy conversation, YouTuber 345, for you to have with your gynecologist, to be honest. I don't see why not. That should be a personal choice. You have the uterus and you don't have the tubes, so you can't. You could possibly do an implant if you ever wanted to have a baby again, but that would be highly technical. But if you've reached the stage of your life where you don't want to have any more kids and you've just decided that's the only how I'm going to get rid of my periods, unless I've gone through menopause, and even some people who go through menopause still spot. But if you just want to remove it, I want no more periods. That should be a 1, 2, 3 conversation with your doctor, because as you've alluded to here on this space, you don't have your fallopian tubes anyhow. That for me would be a no-brainer. Have the conversation whether or not you want to remove your cervix as well, because then you wouldn't have to do your annual pap smears again. So that's could also be a decision whether or not you want to. Again, this could go into a much deeper conversation with the myths around a hysterectomy. Oh, some people are saying sex is going to change. You're going to be dry. You're not going to get moist anymore. It's hard to even get turned on. You're shallow. Oh, it's like there's going to be this gaping hole. We're going to have another show on that. But I'm just so happy that you all are liking the content. One subject, menopause, and look at where it has gone into. But that's definitely another topic that we can have, the myths surrounding life after hysterectomy and changes. But we must say the information shared here is definitely for information purposes, and we're not professing to be any professional here. It's for informational content. However, you can go and you can check with your gynecologist or professional to double check should you have any issues. So yeah. But YouTuber, I hope that I was able to answer your questions as best as I can, not being a clinician, but yeah. Miss Melita, we have enough chat on everything else, so we want to hear from him on this. Oh, Shaka Zulu, he quiet, he probably cringed. Shaka Zulu probably cringing like, hear her. Yeah, we got to take him on this evening. Thank you so much, Nazara. But yeah, look here, it's 6:53. Oh my gosh, I've almost made it. But guess what? We have come to an end of we've come to an end this evening, and I must say, I was actually having a conniption fit when I realized that I would have had to possibly go to open mic today. And I'm going to just say, I want to give God thanks for the people that he has placed in my life, because there are just certain people that you call when you're like confused and you don't know what to do. And I'm so blessed to have these people in my life that even with their tone that they use, they can hear the panic, they can hear the fear. Because, I'm still new at this. And I love just structure. I have a very close friend who says, you don't like structure, you just like to be in control. No, you're wrong. You plan an entire day, a week of content, and your headspace is, we're going to talk about apples. And less than 3 hours before your show, oh, darn, you got to find something else. That's life. It throws you curveballs. But yeah, I threw a temper tantrum a little bit. And but I called the right persons, and I'm just so happy that God had those people in my life. And they just mentioned the word menopause. And I told them, I'll just have to dig that topic out of an ostrich's butt and then just come up here and produce. And look, I was expecting to end at 6:30, and I have been able to hold this conversation down with you for pretty much 2 hours. That speaks volumes. It speaks a lot about this space. It speaks a lot about you. We were able to celebrate a wedding anniversary. We were able to celebrate birthday wishes. And we were able to interact, engage, and learn so much about each other, and also sharing tidbits with one another. That is the power of this space. But even though we may have actually come to the end of this discussion this evening, I really, really, honest to God, want to extend heartfelt thanks to everyone, for all of you who were participating, who encouraged and were inspired in sharing your stories and asking, the important questions. And I know we've covered a lot of ground here tonight. We may have learnt, we may have encouraged and inspired from understanding the science. Like, I went deeper than I could even think of. No point intended. Oh God. Oh, it's after 6. Yeah, she's coming out. But exploring the personal and professional impacts that it can have. And the most powerful takeaway of this discussion, ladies and gentlemen, is that I believe that the conversation really doesn't end here. And I don't want it to end here. And this dialogue we started today should honestly be just the beginning of greater things. So I am imploring you to just join. Let's carry this momentum forward as we pretty much have these conversations with our family or friends or colleagues. Like, go to HR and sit down and say, I want to talk to you about menopause. They're going to think you're going crazy. But yeah, just tell them to log on to Sabrina Speaks and they'll see where it's derived. But pretty much advocating for yourselves in your doctor's office. I hope that we were able to give you ideas so that when you actually go and have that conversation, that you'd be more comfortable in knowing how you're going to present yourself. And another key takeaway is that I want you to remember, I honestly want you to remember that menopause is not the end. It's not an ending. It's actually a new chapter. And it's a powerful one at that. Just so by continuing to talk about it openly, we can actually ensure that every woman, every man is equipped with the knowledge and support that we all need in order to thrive, because we're not in this alone and you should never, ever feel that way. So yeah, Connie, what you laughing at? Something I said now. Yep. Jim, Apple Chris versus Granny Smith. Connie, that's what you are, Sabrina. You are speaks. Yeah, I speak it. I'm willing to go there. Once we got the audience. Yeah, we love you, TD. Oh, thank you. Love you too. God is good and shows up all the time and on time. You're so quite right. Donna Ebanks, thank you so much for your support. And this is only the beginning of even greater things to come on this space. But, I thank you for being part of this, this show. I thank you very much. And I think that this is a first step to greater things to happen. And yeah, we did it. I did it. It's pretty much 7:00. Yay. Well, I'm looking forward to another exciting show tomorrow. We're going to put the spotlight and focus on one dog at a time. That's a very interesting topic. And please do not underestimate what we're about to share here tomorrow on One Dog at a Time. And everyone knows me. I am a huge dog lover. They don't love me as much as I love them, though. But I found a little charmer. Oh my God, his name is Chance, and I'm hoping to give you a more personal. I think you got a sneak peek of him the other day when Sandra was here. That I was getting ready for this show, and I got Bella as well. So I'll be able to show you what I have in here. But oh, Chance is a real charmer. He's a sweetheart, and I'm looking forward to that show tomorrow. And we hear about the responsibility of being responsible pet owners and so much more. So until tomorrow, please do have a fabulous and safe Tuesday evening. God bless. Love you lots. That's a wrap for today's edition of Sabrina Speaks. Thank you for tuning in and for being part of the conversation. Remember, the dialogue doesn't stop here. Stay engaged, stay informed, and most importantly, stay empowered. We'll be back tomorrow at 5 p.m., same time, same place, right here on CMR TV and radio, where your voice matters and your truth is heard. Until then, K-Man, take care of yourself and each other.
That's it for today's edition of Sabrina Speaks, where your voice matters, your story counts, and your truth is always welcome. Join us weekdays from 5 until 6:30 p.m. right here on CMR TV as we dive into the topics that matter most to you. Catch the show live or on demand at cmrtv.com. And don't forget to follow us on Facebook, YouTube, and Instagram so you never miss a moment. Until next time, stay informed, stay engaged, and always speak your truth.